So good evening, my soul tribe. How are you guys doing? Been thinking about you. I actually had pulled some cards this evening and thought that I would do a reading for you. This is the Celtic Cross spread that I am going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and just lift it up so you can see. And the focus is on career, project management, and leadership. And in this particular reading, it is about a project. You are facilitating a group situation here, and you're the one that is the cheerleader as well as the disciplinary and encourager, and exuding leadership skills to find cohesion within the group as you execute a particular plan or project. So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to start first with the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is an interesting card to pull. This has to do with your past, your recent past actually, for the Page of Swords. And ultimately what Spirit is saying to you is that you had a niggle. Something inside of you that was stirring, and it had to do with the energies of the workplace. Maybe it was that you were just beginning to get involved with a project that your manager had sparked your interest in, or there was just some sort of niggle. And what Spirit is saying with the Page of Swords is that it's going to be really important, because a page has to do with spying, watchman, or an observer. Spirit is saying that to be observant in your energy field and in the group energy. You are at a space where you need to be observing, because that will allow you to see beyond the problem. And in any group dynamic, there's always issues, whether that be emotional immaturity, childlike behaviors, nepotism, gossip. People are people, and emotions do rise, and especially when there's competition going on within the group. So with that said, what Spirit is saying is that in order for you to be clear in representing the truth and to guide the employees of which you are managing, or that are helping you with this project, that in order to execute this plan decisively and to have it come to full fruition as you've envisioned it, it's really important for you to observe the energies and to be in tune with that, not only the energies within yourself, but the energies externally when in the group dynamic. And also just know your motivations as a leader. So as you are making decisions, make sure that your motivations are one that are cohesive and are positive for everybody involved. It's going to be a win-win situation, because at this point you don't want to have enemies within your group. You want allies in your group. So the recommendation is to observe, and then also do some internal searching of your own energies to make sure that your motives and your motivations are right action. Okay, and then the next card that I pulled was actually the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is right here. So the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords is really about not being impulsive as a leader, and to be open to information in the workplace. So basically what Spirit, or what was shown to me, was that there is polarized energy within this group, and polarized energy is hard to deal with because people's ego gets in the way too much. So what Spirit is saying is, don't take sides, be neutral. And there is an energy that it will eventually shift, but it's going to shift based on your own skill set. And the other thing that was brought to my attention is that you have observers above you that are watching how you facilitate this group and how you manage it and alchemize the energy to execute the plan and to be efficient in that, and to have positive results that come forward from that execution. So, but Spirit also wanted to let you know that don't worry if they're watching you, because, I mean, that happens in job situations anyways. There's always somebody above you that's managing. So, but be aware that, going back to what your motives are with the Page of Swords, just make sure that your motivation is that you want to be the best leader that you can be. And part of leadership is also making sure that you're able to manage groups and manage the different personalities that exist within that. So, there's a polarized energy for sure. And that is the issue at hand right now in the work environment. So then the next card that I pulled was the Three of Cauldrons. And the Three of Cauldrons really is the heart of the matter, the heart of your leadership skills. How are you going to manage this, and what sort of steps are you going to take in order to facilitate this smoothly so there is cohesion within the group, and ultimately it becomes a situation where you manifest your vision to its full potential. So be willing to give up personal interest in order to support the needs of the group at hand. That's ultimately what Spirit is saying. It indicates that no matter what you see as your own best interest, you need to also be aware of what's the best interest of this project in terms of, having it be a successful resolution, or a successful, like the end product is a win-win, and it makes you look good in terms of your own abilities as a leader. Again, intentions are important here, so you always want to make sure that you are executing an energy within your workspace that is one of fairness and equality and mindfulness, and always coming from the heart in doing so. So the lesson for you as a leader is to learn to separate personal egotistical energy that even leaders have. We all have them. I mean, the ego is something that kind of sneaks up on you, depending on, what time of the day it is, depending on how you're feeling. Lots of things can influence that. I don't think anybody is perfect to the point where they don't have ego. It's there. But it's something that you can curb and you can be aware of. And as you become, when you start to exude leadership skills and you get into roles that are leadership, that are leader roles, that in these, when you have this opportunity, that it's really important to be aware of the ego. So discord is ineffective in group dynamics, and Spirit wants you to be aware that for you, the emphasis is going to be on mutual ideals and shared visions for the final outcome of this project, or this group vision that you guys have. It's the final. It's like keeping your eye on the prize and making sure to manage the personalities and the energy within it. And it starts with the leader. The leader really ultimately has the ability to alchemize. And this is what really Spirit is saying, is that you have an opportunity to alchemize. This is going to be really important because the leaders that are above you are watching to see how you facilitate that. Do a good job, and alkaloids are going to be coming your way. All right. So then the next card that was brought to my attention was the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cauldrons, sorry. It's also called Cups as well. But the Nine of Cauldrons actually is, it is about your immediate future, that this project that you are managing is going to be successful. Maybe not success as you have envisioned. It may not come as material success, because there's another card that I'm going to show you later. But it seems to me that the success is going to come from what you have learned as a leader in alchemizing this energy in such a way that there is cohesiveness within the group. This is going to be really powerful for you. And it does say that you will have some accomplishment. And the Nine of Cups is really about a well-deserved rest. So ultimately, what Spirit is saying is that, when it is time for you to rest, take that rest. You accomplished what you set out to do, and you did it to the best of your ability. And this is in the immediate future. So then, The next card that was pulled was the Four of Wands. And this is a possible outcome. So really, this is really about the energy and how you're able to manage and alchemize it. But allies are going to materialize. And so you're going to have 1 or 2 employees, maybe more, it depends. Could be 4, because we have the Four of Wands here. But there's going to be some allies. And you're going to know intuitively that it is the right alchemy. It's going to be the ones that really are going to help you as you're alchemizing energy in the group. They're also going to be facilitating a what's the word I'm trying to think of, a battery. A good way to say this is a battery, where you're able to plug in, and there's just that smoothness, that rhythm in connection, energetically speaking, that's going to bring vibrancy to the overall project energy and the field of the energy as you guys are pursuing this group project. So it's really important. You will have that opportunity to ally, and so just make sure that you are listening to your intuition. And again, this is a possible outcome. It depends on how you are receptive to the energies that are played out, and your leadership is going to come through based on your own skills. And there are some things that we're all learning. So as a leader, there are going to be some energies that they're going to be the first time that you really did confront it or had to deal with it. So this is going to be your opportunity to begin those steps and to master, which you may have not mastered, to master and embrace the mastery of alchemizing that energy. It might be the first time that you've done it. So with that said, then we do have the Hanged Man as the next card. This card is in position of development and really is the root cause of what develops in this group dynamic and in showing your leadership skills and following through with this project. So ultimately there's going to be situations of which you're going to need to surrender. So what this means is that you're going to have to strip away your ego. Even though you think that it's the right way to go, you really need to look at the consensus of the group and what the vision, together can be. Because if you have happy employees, then you will have a smooth process of effectively executing that plan in such a way that it's going to be efficient. But then also there is the overall decision that you need to make, because what may be what the group wants may not be what the higher ups want, or this project's potential. It may be lacking the vibrancy that is necessary to execute it at its highest potential, and so you're going to have to make a decision. But just make sure that you use dignity in this approach, and to really hone in on listening and be that observer and follow through after mindfulness, after you practice some inner mindfulness to figure out what is the right way to execute the plan and what steps need to be facilitated and what tasks should be assigned, who those tasks should be assigned to, so on and so forth. What you want to do is, through this process, because it is a root cause, meaning that at the root of this development, you're going to rediscover the deeper, more authentic parts of yourself as a leader. That is vital, because what's going to happen is that you're going to gain access to a higher vibration of information that's going to be assisting you in your life and your career. So I also had a niggle that came through with the Hangman, which said that you're also going to be challenged on a personal relationship. I don't know why, but it did come forward for me very vibrant, very powerfully. So there might be a situation where you have a personal relationship of which the energy is going to be draining. So the allies are going to become really important for you during those times when you feel drained by that energy. So the allies being a battery for you, somebody that you can plug into and rely on. And they're going to be a good source for you, a resource for you. Because we all are challenged sometimes in our lives, and there can be things that are distracting us. we've got work, then we have our personal life, we've got our health, these types of things do come up. And so the Hangman really is about that, to get to the root of an energy for you. And it may be a karmic energy of sorts. And karmic energy is something that a lot of times it comes up, it resonates, it vibrates within our experiences, just in subtle ways. It can be very extreme too, but you'll know what it is. This is going to come to light for you during the process of you facilitating this project and being the manager of this project. So it's a very exciting time. It's a growth time for you as well. One of the things that was brought to my attention is that, I don't know if you know what the serenity prayer is, but this is a really powerful, simplistic prayer. It's, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It seems so simple, but those words are so powerful, and they resonate outward. So we can manifest a vibration within our energy field that allows us to gracefully be able to be the leader and to focus on our job within the work environment, to manifest and continue to manifest our dreams. But it can also help us to know when to invest that energy in a particular situation and when to step back from it. So I hope that will help you. If you aren't familiar with the Serenity Prayer, you can Google it and you'll find many versions online through Google. So that is the Hangman. So, and again, that is the root cause of developments. And one thing I did want to mention is that when we have a vibration, especially karmic, it can cause, areas of which we need to heal it. So you're going to be going through personal development in your leadership. That's going to be assisting you through the vibrational resonance of just some dispersed karmic energies that are within you, and you have the power as a leader to be able to alchemize that within yourself, and to rise above it. So it's just something to be aware of, that in the development of the circumstances in your group is directly related to the root cause of some sort of a karmic energy. All right, and so then we have the next card is the Queen. Let's see, the Queen of Shields. And the Queen of Shields, this one is, it's really the issue at hand in regards to, this karmic energy or relationship energy. It's just a challenge, some sort of challenge that you're going to be facing personally. It's intimate. It's getting to the heart of the matter. And the Queen of Shields is about that even though it may sometimes feel like a struggle, that it actually is the manifestation. It can be the manifestation of a powerful blessing for you. So ultimately, you may feel a little bit lost in moments, energetically speaking, on a personal level, whether that be a personal relationship or, feeling that the group is kind of going in one direction, it's going differently than what you had envisioned. And I know, like with creativity in general, when you're doing projects, you can have the best plan written down, but then when you manifest creativity, when you're coming from that space of creativity, it takes on a life of its own, and things can manifest in different ways. And so part of this is for you to trust the process. But with this said, this personal issue or this personal relationship that you have, or it's something that pertains to you, not on a professional level. And this personal life dynamic is going to test your abilities to stay balanced at work ultimately. So and then also there's the idea that even though it may be a struggle for you, just resolve to view these struggles as experiences of which you can learn from, and that they are helping you to alchemize, figuring out how to alchemize so you can raise your own vibration to a higher a higher vibration. And when we raise our vibration, it affects our external world as well. Our external world becomes raised as well vibrationally, and it makes things a lot smoother. So then the next card that was pulled has to do with our allies, and that is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is really about, it's part of being a resourceful and efficient leader, but to be an efficient leader is to accept that you can't do it alone. So that's why the allies are so important for you. And so the allies that you know are the right alchemy for this project, they're going to be your resource. As you go through some personal growth, they're going to help you. And you can entrust that they're going to do the job that you assign them to do, and to follow through to make sure that the team is cohesive. So that's really what the Nine of Wands is trying to communicate. Ultimately, you can't control others, and at the same time, you do have this auspicious card of these allies. So I think that as long as you rely on the allies in those moments where you're struggling on a personal level, I think you're going to be okay. And obviously, energy is fluid, so things can change within the dichotomy of this reading, so just keep that in mind. So what does Spirit want you to know? Ultimately the advice that is being given is related to the Four of Cauldrons. And this is what I would say is medicine, if you will. And this is about your hopes and fears. And when I say medicine, what I mean is that alchemy is about transmuting and transforming. Energy is all around us. Energy lives within us. It's what helps us to function and breathe and to be vibrant in life. The chakra system is a very powerful system. Our energetic body is very powerful. And then we also have the collective energy within the group environment as well. So the hopes and fears becomes a resonance for you. This may, feel like a defeat for you, but Spirit is suggesting looking at it as mastery, that your weakness is also your strength. So as you exude and execute as a functional leader within this project, you're going to have some challenges, but you know what? All leaders do. And it's up to you to embrace those challenges and look at them as opportunities for you to learn and to grow for the betterment of your particular visions and desires. And the group is just a resource for you they become the conduit of you becoming the leader that you desire to be. If it's heart-centered leadership, this is perfect. This opportunity, you will grow. It is a path of your choice, however you want to decide to be a leader. So there's mastery and growth involved in that. And then lastly, the last card that was showing was the Page of Cups, which is your long-term vision. And the Page of Cups, or excuse me, not the Page of Cups, I'm sorry, the Page of Cauldrons. I always want to call the cauldrons the cups, but they can be the cups or the cauldrons, however you look at it. But the Page of Cups really is about independence. That there's going to come a time, it might be after this project. It's really hard to say. It's your decision. You will know. But what Spirit is saying is that in the near future, you're going to take this experience that you had. It's going to raise your vibration. And through the process, you're also going to be alchemized within the experiences of the whole system. And through that alchemy and transmutation and all of the different experiences energetically that you are in the middle of, whether that be the executives, your manager, the employees, all of these different levels of leadership and partnerships, if you will, energetic partnerships, are going to leave an energy of mastery for you, an energy of of learning and growth. And this card here is saying is that in the future, the outcome of all of this is going to help you. And there's going to come a point where you're going to want to branch out. You're going to branch off. You're going to either decide to resign from the position because there is something better for you, whether that be that you're going to open up your own business, you're going to help somebody else with their business. It's going to be a change of environment for you. You're going to realize there's a self-realization that's going to happen within your career, within this energy of leadership, of which you're going to realize that you want more growth. You want to be acknowledged beyond what you did for this project. And the one thing that I will say that I did see was with this project is that somebody else, the disappointment that you're going to feel, that energy, has to do with that in this project, somebody else is going to get a higher accolades, they're going to be rewarded more than you. And it may be that the negotiations behind the scene is that it might be one of your allies. It may not be one of your allies. It might be somebody that's within that group though. And what I see is that the upper management wants to promote them because they have to pay less. They're going to be able to pay less than if they promote you. And I think that that's where the issue is going to stem from. That's what I saw. So what's going to happen is that you're going to take away all of this experience and you're going to decide that you want to be independent. You want to exude some independence. You don't want to be locked into that feeling of somebody else being more successful than you or getting the recognition that really you felt that you deserved. And that's a regard to your own respect, your own dignity. And that's okay, because what happens is that we grow beyond projects, we grow beyond environments, we branch out. And this is what this card in the future is talking about, your long-term goals. So with that said, as far as this, I would say that leadership from heart-centeredness is going to be your key. And I think that you can't go wrong when you follow your heart, especially when you are exuding leadership skills. The heart is so important. It's such a powerful vibration and frequency that from the heart, all things manifest for your highest good and everybody else's good. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and then also happy full moon. It is coming on Saturday. So take care, everybody. I love you so much. Bye.